Good afternoon. I'm in my travel clothes, so forgive me to family for not being properly dressed. I didn't even understand why I got the call. I'm here first to speak on the behalf of just the black community here, because we've done a good job in this city. In the big city of Atlanta and the small city of South Fulton. We've done a good job being examples that you can be anything you want to be. You can be a little boy who wants to play baseball. You can train, you can develop a discipline that although it doesn't lead you to the major leagues, it leads you to the major leagues in music, and you can be an example for young people after you. Anything is possible in this city, and Corey and Tammy have showed us that by the product that they produced. I want to thank them as parents for giving their child the stability that would give those beautiful children the confidence to know that they're competent to do anything they want. A lot of people might be like, who is that up there? My name is Michael Render. I'm Denise's son. And like Tammy's son, I sang and danced for a living. Like Corey's son, Michael and Anthony, my fathers, have watched proudly from the audience, and they've suffered some for me too. I just like to say that we're not burying a musician today. You're burying a man. You're burying a man who was a student at Fort Valley, who was a baseball player, who was a son to a mother and a father, who was a father to children, who was a loving companion by what the internet say to a few women. But the women that gave him his children, he treated with honor and respect. I'd never been in that man's presence and seen him disrespect. And I've been, and I'm not going to take longer than 2 minutes. I'm going to say this to Atlanta. I didn't know him intimately. I didn't know him as a homeboy. I wasn't hanging out in the studio. I judged him by the fruit he was, the tree that he fell from, his mother and his father. Everywhere I went in this city, you hear their name in high praise and honor. And everywhere he carried their name, it was in high praise and honor. So to young people in the room, I want to say, carry your parents' name in a way that when it's said, it's going to be honorable and high praise. I've never heard his father or his mother's name spoke lowly, because I've never heard his name. I would like to say, see, because a lot of us in the music industry, our lawyers, our accountants and stuff, they be people that have a certain faith. They be Jewish folks. So I asked my accountant one time, I want to go to one of your high and holy days with you. He took me to Yom Kippur. And for those of y'all who follow the Abrahamic religions, Jewish, Christianity, Islam, one of the greatest things we've taught in those religions is forgiveness and grace. And I stand here in front of two amazing parents and an amazing community that produced him, but also, man, I stand here in a room full of some people, they was his rivals about 9-10 years ago, and they got over that rivalry, and they forgave each other, and they lived. He was an example of grace. He was an example of mercy and forgiveness, not only in what he gave and what he was willing to exceed. He didn't let his pride and his ego and insecurity get in the way of being a good man. And I want to tell the young men that are in this room, some that were, man, righteously all the way down, some that was rival and got righteously all the way down later, you guys are leaders now. You guys are the lead in the fashion he led. If it's trouble, just get quiet and disappear and pop back up in a year. If you want to disrespect each other, find a room to go to and talk to each other, not in front of other people, so your pride and ego don't have to lead. We have an example in what this young man showed us, because a lot of times the people who lean into alcohol, the people who lean into things that will soothe our pain are the most sensitive people, and I stand before you today as a child of an addict. And I'm here to tell you, my mother was so sensitive to the thoughts and feelings of other people around her that she carried a weight on her. And musicians, a lot of times when we're writing and we understand this out of our experiences, but our writing comes from the experience of those around us. So believe me, that smile that he had carried the weight that you have. The smile that he walked around with sometimes masks a shadowy, hurt thing. And he still gave audiences joy and love and laughter. So I want to say to us, forgive yourself for your own addictions. Because as you can see, I like sugar a lot. Forgive yourself for your own misgivings. Forgive your mothers. Forgive your fathers. Forgive your uncles. Forgive your aunts. Forgive yourself. And move forward how he moved forward. When he reemerged smiling. He reemerged with songs. He reemerged forgiven and being accepted and being forgiven by those he had issue with. He reemerged like a man. So I want to challenge all the black men in here to let's be more like the icon we call QUAN. Let's be someone who brings honor to our mother and father. Let's be a good example for our children. And let's make sure that we forgive ourselves so we don't drink ourselves to death. Let's make sure we forgive ourselves so don't we chase folly till we gone. Let's make sure that when we have a group of people in this room that much like our contemporaries who call themselves Jewish people, that we come with the spirit of I beg your pardon. We Yom Kippur, I don't even know how to spell it. But I know how to spell I beg your pardon. And I promise that I'm going to find someone I transgressed against or someone who might have transgressed against me, and I'm going to this week say, I forgive you. And if you'll forgive me, I accept your forgiveness. Because all I could think about as I sat here and watched this young man never stooped low. He always stood up high. If he stepped on your foot, he said, excuse me. If you felt like he did something wrong, even if it took a few months, they'd pop up and he'd beg your pardon and he'd allow you to be forgiven and he'd forgive. So I just want to hope in the rest of my life, how many days I have left, that I'm a lot more like Corey and Tammy's son. That I'm forgiven. That I bring people joy. That I bring people laughter. So I would just like to offer my deepest condolences on behalf of me and my family. I'd like to say to everyone in this room that Atlanta is a truly special place. That includes South Fulton. I'd like to say, black people in this room, we have an opportunity to do it different. We have an opportunity to bring honor to his name by forgiving one another. We have an opportunity to get our straight. And I would challenge us to do it because I love y'all so much. And he's gone, he's in the presence with the Lord now, so that means he's probably looking at us on a remote control TV from heaven, and he expects us to do better than we've been doing. I want to tell Atlanta I love you. I'd like to tell Corey and Tammy, thank you for loaning your son to the world. I want to tell his children, thank you for allowing your father to be an example for us, because so many days I'm sure he was away singing and dancing. But baby, he was lovable. And I'd just like to say to QUAN, man, I never got to tell you this, but I told you I wanted to see you and talk to you about something, but it's good for the room to hear. I heard you talk about getting an advance on your album, and the wisest thing you had said to anybody, you said, I told them I don't want all the money up front. Just give me something every month so that I can sustain myself. And I want to say to black people in this room, that was one of the greatest lessons I've heard every entertainer say. Let's be more conservative with what we do with our finance so we can give our children the stable life that Corey and Tammy gave him. Because that is the only way we will produce strong young men and women like the one we're sending to our Lord today. I love you all in Jesus' name. I pray that you all leave strong and healthy. To my Muslims in the building, Assalamu alaikum. Thank you guys for being here as well, and I look forward to seeing y'all soon. Tammy and Corey, thank y'all so much.
This plaque will come from Chaplain William Poole. Please come in that order.
Thank you so much.
As the hip-hop community and fans around the world mourn the loss of an iconic, honest lyricist and vivid storyteller, Atlanta mourns the loss of its native son, DeQuantis Lamar, known affectionately as QUAN and globally as Rich Homie QUAN. As a teenager, QUAN wasted no time making his mark on the music industry and set out to ensure that our great city remained the epicenter of an influential cultural movement. He quickly began to crank out hit after hit, reaching critical acclaim and assembling a multitude of platinum and gold projects. QUAN's name has been etched in stone as Atlanta hip-hop royalty, and his memory will be forever cherished and celebrated. He was a father, a son, a brother, a companion, and a multi-talented artist. But above all, he was a Christian who worshiped God and loved his family. On behalf of the city of Atlanta, I offer my deepest condolences to QUAN's family, friends, and loved ones. To Tammy and Corey, I know how proud you are of the legacy your son leaves behind. To his children, Devin, Royal, Chosen, Elena, and Layar, in your sadness, I pray you find joy in the love your father possessed for each of you, as you are his legacy and will carry him with you throughout your life. Atlanta will miss you, Quan. May you rest in peace.
Atlanta, let's continue to make some noise for this family. Come on, y'all. Come on, Atlanta.
People, of course, in Atlanta and all through Metro Atlanta. He was also loved by people from around this country and all over the world. So it would only be befitting for others outside of our city to honor him as well. There are letters coming from the White House, from the 46th President of the United States, Joe R. Biden, from Vice President Kamala Harris, a letter from Governor Brian Kemp, state of Georgia, U.S. House of Representatives, Congresswoman Nikema Williams, and a proclamation from Fulton County. And I'll turn it over now to Councilmember Bond and Councilmember Amos. Thank you.
Say good afternoon to everyone and extend our condolences from the City Council to the Lamar family, to the friends, the loved ones, the supporters, and the fans who all feel this significant pain of loss. I'm Atlanta City Council Member Michael Julian Bond. I'm joined here on my left by Council Member Byron Amos, both native Atlantans like many of you, both who have grown up in this city, loving the music, loving the people, loving the contributions of those who, through their creative arts, have given back so much. And that's exactly what QUAN did with his, what appears to be a brief life, but is actually a life full of substance. You know, the Honorable Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., on one of his last speeches in Memphis, talked about longevity. And he spoke about how he would have liked, like anyone, to have lived a long life. But it was more important to have an impactful life, to have a life that touched so many, that was a guiding post for those who would come behind. And Rich Homie Quan did exactly that. Through the music, through his legacy, through all that he touched. And we have a proclamation, which is the highest honor that the city can present to any man, woman, person, place, or thing. And I will not read it in its entirety, but I will read it in pertinent part. In memory of Atlanta's own DeQuantes Lamar, AKA Rich Homie Quan, whereas Rich Homie Quan, known professionally around the world as or as simply as Quan to his friends and family, called him. He was born on October the 4th, 1989 in Atlanta, Georgia, the eldest of 3 children, and he cultivated an interest in reading, literature, and creative thinking in school. Quan hoped that his dreams of being a professional baseball player, playing center field and leadoff, would lead to a career in that industry at McNair High School. But although his baseball career did not pan out, thank God, Quan turned out to be an indelible talent in storytelling and rapping. And at just 23 years old, Rich Homie Quan took the music industry by storm by recording a 2008 smash, Stay Down. And whereas he turned his platinum effort, Flex, evaluating the top 30 and the Hot 100, gracing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Ultimate Ball Out playlist on Apple Music, in 2018, his full-length debut, Rich in Spirit, topped the top 20 on the R&B and hip-hop charts, whereas Rich Homie Quan's career advanced Atlanta's tradition of innovation. He constantly sharpened his signature style, marked by the killer bars and magnetic melodies that were infused into his soul and to his music. He picked up multiple gold and platinum records along the way, tallied billions of streams, and proudly represented his hometown. Now, therefore, we, the members of the Atlanta City Council, on behalf of the citizens of the City of Atlanta, do hereby proclaim this day as Rich Homie Quan Memorial Day in our fair city. In witness thereof, we have set our hand and have caused the seal of the City of Atlanta to be hereinto affixed. Congratulations and condolences to the family. God bless you.
House, Bishop Dollar. My name is Kobe. I am the mayor of this city where we sit today, the blackest city in the United States of America. South Fulton, Georgia. And I am joined today by my brother, founding Old Nat Council member, Dr. Mark Baker, and current Old Nat Council member, Linda B. Pritchett. Before she reads this proclamation, I must say, Quan was, we know why we're here today. Quan was radically honest about his struggles. And I see other artists here in the audience who've been radically honest and have revealed to us that too many of our young black men are first introduced to prescription drugs, not on the streets of our cities, but in the walls of our schools, where too many educators think that the best way to deal with energetic black boys is to drug them and put them in special ed classes. And so I want to say to everyone under the sound of my voice who has been given the honor and sacred privilege of raising black men, if you have been presented with an IEP for your black king, before you sign that document, get a second opinion from a black psychologist or a charter school that specializes in educating black boys. And if you can't find someone, call one of us. Because our young black men deserve to grow and evolve naturally into their best selves. And with that, I give you Councilwoman Pritchett.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Councilwoman Linda Becker Pritchett, and I give my sincere condolences and my love to the parents, to the grandparents, to the sons, the daughter, friends and family, and everyone who's here today. As a council member, one of the most important things to us is recognition, is the consensus of a community, is the admiration of the people that you want to serve the most. But I will say today that Rich Homie Quan had the admiration of his people. I grew up in the music industry, and it's one thing to make good music, but it's another thing to be well respected and to have a whole community and have a whole movement of people behind you that love the artist and the music. And with that being said, I will read the proclamation from the City of South Fulton. In part, whereas born DeQuantes Lamar on October 4th, 1989, QUAN, his close friends and family know him, carried out in Atlanta's tradition of innovation. QUAN's catalog expanded with gold certified walkthrough, as well as collaborations including Little Dicky's double platinum, Save Dat Money, featuring Fetty Wap and Rich Homie Quan, Yo Gotti's platinum certified I Know, featuring Rich Homie Quan, and gold certified Ride Out with Kid Ink, Tigga, Wale, and YG for the Furious 7 original motion picture soundtrack. QUAN also turned up with the double platinum flex. Ooh, 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 ooh. I am a fan of Rich Homie Quan, and I always wanted to meet him. I really did. Vaulting into the top 30 of Hit 100 and even gracing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's Ultimate Ball Out playlist on Apple Music. QUAN signed with Think It's a Game Records and released the classic mixtape, Still Going In, now celebrating more than 10 years of chart-topping and streaming success. A year later, he re-upped with the project, Still Going In Reloaded. It yielded its first gold-certified smash. You know you feel some type of way. Cracking the top 50 of Billboard's 100. Meanwhile, Rolling Stone hailed it among the best mixtapes of 2013. Whereas Revolt Summit, one of the nation's leading immerse experiences, featured QUAN at the summit's closing performance, which changed his career trajectory, causing brands to take notice. As an amazing father of 5, Netflix presented QUAN with their Strong Black Dad Award during their Strong Black Lead series and created a special, yes, an applause for that. And created a special Netflix family summer VIP experience during an Atlanta Braves game for QUAN and his family to exclusively enjoy. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and council of the city of South Fulton, Georgia, celebrate, recognize, and honor the outstanding life achievements of Rich Homie QUAN, and extend condolences to his family and friends around the world who QUAN has profoundly touched through his music and style, and on behalf of over 108,000 residents that call the city of South Fulton home, we hereby proclaim today, Tuesday, September 17th, 2024, as DeQuantes Lamar Appreciation Day, and may his legacy forever live on through his family and friends and the great memory he leaves us, rich in spirit.
Good afternoon. My name is Chaplain Smith, and this is Chaplain Poole, and we're here to represent Sheriff Levon Allen, who's present with us today. We honor Pastor Dollar, Reverend Franklin, Reverend Jackson, Chief Chaplain Davis, and all clergy present. We honor Sheriff Allen, Chief Arnett, and members of the Clayton County Sheriff's Office, but most importantly, we honor the Lamar family. Chaplain Poole is going to read a letter from Sheriff Levon Allen.
It reads, to the family of Mr. DeQuantes D. Lamar, Rich Homie QUAN. Please accept my deepest sympathy on the loss of Mr. DeQuantus D. Lamar, Rich Homie QUAN. I pray your loved one's soul is resting in peace and that God Almighty will grant you the courage and the strength to bear the loss. While nothing I can say will lessen the sorrow that you feel at this difficult time, I would like to encourage you to remember that we serve an awesome God who does all things well. His love is unconditional and his promises are true. He has promised a place of peace and rest for those who love him and seek to do his will. When you reflect on the virtuous walk of your loved one.
Good morning. My name is Rocco. QUAN was someone that I held very near and dear to me. I want to start by saying QUAN was that guy, and he knew it, you know. In the room he went in, he lit it up. You know, I remember seeing QUAN one day. I was going through something. I had some on my mind, you know. I was frowned up. You know, by the time I left QUAN, I'm laughing, joking, you know. That's just QUAN, you know. He lit it up, you know. And it's hard for me, you know, because that was my boy. That was my brother, you know what I mean? And, I got a crazy story. So I got a call from QUAN. He was like, you know, QUAN talk fast. He was like, big bro, I need you. I'm doing my anniversary party at the Tabernacle. I need you. Come on, pop out. So I'm like, but you know, I'm from Atlanta, so I understand. I understood him. I was like, I'm in there, you know. I'm in there with you. But I'm a translator. He was like, big bro, I'm doing my anniversary party at the Tabernacle. I need you to pop out with me. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. So fast forward, we do the show. He bring me out. He passed the mic off to me. I'm in there with him. We rocking. I look back through my peripheral. You know, I see QUAN over. He's standing on something. He dancing. He rapping all my words. You know, that just gave me that extra energy to turn up some more and go harder, you know. And that's the type of person he was, you know. And we're going to always hold QUAN in that light. QUAN is forever goated in this city. We're going to champion QUAN forever. We're going to keep QUAN music streaming. We're going to keep listening to QUAN. DJ's going to keep spinning QUAN. We ain't never let QUAN name die, ever. And as you can see, my boy still going in. You see where we at? We in Creflo Dollar Church. My boy still going in. You know what I'm saying? That right, too. That right, too. Corey, I love you, brother. Tam, I love you. On one call away, you ever need me, call me. You already know. I talk to you every day anyway, my brother. I love you. Atlanta, we love y'all. QUAN love y'all. Continue to keep my brother name going. We ain't never letting this name die. On God.
Got to me, I didn't know what to do. And I remember going to QUAN and saying, hey man, well, what do you want to do with your life? And he said, hey man, I've been rapping. I've been in the studio. And I looked at him and I said, oh. Because I had so much experience with seeing negative things in the music industry, and I gave QUAN this promise. And I said, whatever you want to do in life, I'm with you. I'm riding by your side. Y'all understand me? And through that journey, QUAN got arrested. That's when I was introduced to Corey, my right-hand man. I'm losing one of my hands, but I still got one of my hands. So the stories that y'all hear about this Rich Homie dynasty, this business that we put together, this brotherhood, if you knew QUAN, like Nar said, if you know QUAN and if you want to know QUAN, go back right now today when you get home and listen to QUAN music. His whole life is poured into every single song. Nothing he rapped about was fiction, nothing. If you want to know him, go back and pay attention to that. And for every single soul in this building, man, I appreciate y'all all for showing my boy the love that he deserves. standing on his legacy, standing on his legacy. Because at 34 years old, he'll be 35 in a couple weeks. QUAN is a true icon, a true legend, and a very, very, very loving man. So to my family, not his family, to my family, man, I thank y'all for giving us this beautiful soul. You know what I mean? And to all of y'all out here, the supporters, I don't like to call people fans. I appreciate y'all for letting us and allowing us to say, Rich Homie, baby.
Good evening. I want to start, I need y'all to repeat after me. They don't know what I've been through. They don't know the half. They only know what I tell them. Yeah, okay. And I said, I wanted to make sure I say those bars for a lot of people that want to judge people, because if you've never been a breadwinner of your family, if you never put your family first, if you never did everything and put your career, your life, your finance, and did everything for your family and kids, then you won't know what it takes. You won't know what people go through, the ups and downs that it takes to be great. So for all the people that judge, those bars are for you. Second, I came into the Rich Homie family through his uncle that we lost last year, Meat. Was my best friend, one of my close friends. And rest in peace, Meat. We miss him dearly. He was a big part of QUAN's life. And I came into this family when I played for the Hawks, and I have two families out here, the Platt family, my brother Will, my best man in my wedding, and Lamar family. These are my two families. I come from Texas in 2003 when I played for the Hawks, and they embraced me and accepted me as family. And 2 years ago, I lost my little brother and my little sister a month apart. And I couldn't get back to Atlanta to handle some business. And it was a serious situation. And I had Corey, I had Dre, I had them to call. And I appreciated that, because when you move to different places, you really don't have family out of state. And I was accepted by them. So I want to tell you, Corey, that meant everything to me. And I'm honored to be here to speak at your son's funeral. I'm honored to be here because he meant the world to me. Me and QUAN had conversations. Our conversation was about, and Corey will tell you, say, big bro, how all these basketball players go broke after they get through playing? Our conversation was about, he asked me, how are you saving money for your kids? How are you putting money for your kids? What are you doing for your family long term? How are you still relevant? All these things because he cared about being there for his family and for his family being in a great position if anything happened. He always talked about putting his family in a better position. And I'm honored to be here to thank his family for accepting me. Grandma, I see you there looking so beautiful. I love you. It's good to see you. I want to say this to to Dre, Duke, and his sister. This time right now, when all these cameras are gone, when nobody's here, want to take pictures and be here for the wrong reasons, this is the time that y'all have to be closer than ever, because your mother and your father is going to need you, because it's hard to explain how to lose a child, right? And I know y'all three are going to have tears every day of y'all life, but I want to tell you this. Don't hesitate to cry. Don't hesitate to cry, because when you're crying, the tears are just the way you show love to a person that's not here in the physical. So feel free to cry and stay as strong as you can in your family, because y'all going to need each other more than ever. Corey, I love you. You know I'll always be here for you, and I appreciate y'all having me as family. Assalamu alaikum.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Pastor, I ain't gonna be long. I see it on your face. You like, what I'm here for? First off, we want to say God is the greatest. All right? And when I talk with passion. So I want y'all to bear with me. Listen closely. Mama. I call you mama. We've been introduced since 2003. Big bro. So, you know, it's real family. Corey, what's going on? Y'all gave us an icon. Y'all gave us a legend. You know, we all on borrowed time. So the things that he accomplished while he was here, we want to let y'all know that we're going to continue on his legacy. And even through the small amount of time, it made a big impact. You understand? And I know he's the head of the household, and a lot of people in here is probably questioning. Now, there's two ways to ask questions. The first way to ask questions is you're asking because you're trying to learn the knowledge so you can apply it to future understandings. And the second way to ask questions is you're questioning because you want to question the reasoning for what's going on. And the second way of questioning can be disobedience. So we always have to go with the first way of how we ask questions. Not why is this happening? Not why is this happening to me? No, we have to ask God, what is the purpose? What is the lesson? How do I apply this to my future understanding? Because this is the end. He's at peace. One day we too shall do this. He's still leading. He said, I got to go to see what's going on. But as you can see, I'm still leading. You shall follow. So at the end of the day, y'all, Mom, I want to let you know, because we talked yesterday. And when we talked yesterday, I was just observing, and I want you to know that you are being obedient. The way you spoke, your energy, the way you talk, your head. Corey said it yesterday. She said, I'm going off how my mama going. But how you move, Emma, is how we supposed to move during these times. Because all the morals and the doctrines, this is the only time that we really apply it. When we hurt Job. Everybody go read the book of Job. Just read the book of Job. He took everything from Job. He kept snatching everything from Job. And Job, like every Christian that, everybody like, I put so much good into the world. Why so much bad coming to me? He like, you know what? I ain't really been bad to nobody. I just want to talk to him. I want to ask him why. Why he doing this to me? God looked at him and said, who you talking to? Why not you? This is the time for you to praise my name. This is the time for you to tell the other people through the midst of pain, I'm the one that's giving you the strength, fool. So when people think you crazy, Mom, you ain't crazy. You being obedient. And I'm here to tell the family, big bro, so it's time to be obedient. It's time to take charge. Because I know the twilight zone is real, but guess what? It's real. This is the real. And I understand the pain. This is a familiar pain. And I'm here to tell you, as a soldier, I'm strapped up with you. I'm ready to fight with you. You understand? So continue to be a leader to the family. Listen, it ain't over with, y'all. It ain't over with. He did what he was supposed to do. We all on borrowed time. Nobody in here know how they gonna leave. But when you leave and we meet our maker, we want to make sure, hey, wasn't I obedient? Didn't I do the best I could? So we're going to keep his name alive, and I want to tell the family, I love y'all, and I'm here with you forever. Keep God first, everybody. QUAN, I love you, big bro. You a legend.